You would have heard us over the past couple of weeks speaking about the gold rush on the markets, gold prices surging to record highs, about $5,000 for an ounce of gold. Much closer to home, there's a completely different gold rush, not with investors, but locals trying to strike gold, trying to find the riches here. I'm in the middle of what would have been a cattle kraal in the middle of Gugulethu informal settlement, where the locals got wind of gold in this particular kraal. Now, they've all flocked here in their numbers. They've paid anything, or at least some of them have paid anything between 20 rands to 50 rands to gain access from the owner of this kraal to look for gold. Some of them say they have struck it rich, have found grams of gold. So really is a scavenger hunt, not to the quantities that they would like, they would have preferred to find, but some have found at most a gram, more than a gram, less than 2 grams is what I've heard from most people, who then sell it off to nearby buyers who buy it for anything between 70 rands to 100 rands for a gram. Some of them say they've been robbed, in fact, by some of the buyers. Some have made a little more than most have made. The issue, though, with this particular kraal is the owner now has a grievance with the locals who continue to come in their numbers, even though she's concerned about what then happens after they've left.
So shukuthi baye babona something, but ukuyibona kwabo abazange beze ukuthi bazocela ukuthi bacela ukusebenza. Thina sibabone sebengene ngaphakathi. So labe bekhona khona ngasentla kwethu bathe babeqeda bazongena kwesisethu isibaya. Sazama ukukhulumisana singabantu besibaya ba nje basebengene kuthi masenze njani. Kwacaba bathi akho nto singabisayinqanda ngoba sebeqalile lapha phezulu. Thina ngesibe sabakhona nathi. Sizamile nokuthi ngcono ke umuntu asiphe i50 rand ukuthi masebe kubheka so sizame nokufuna into yokuvala la. Nalapho kugcine bengena kwimbobo ngembobo sesingasakhona ukwenza lutho. Asibakhonanga kahle kahle. Kodwa kungekhange kubekho sivumelwano kumuntu oye wahlala nabo phansi ubacela kuye. Umzekelo uma behlala nawe phansi uyakwazi ukuthi hayi singabonisana senzeni sona. Akhange yenzeke into enjalo.
The funny thing about some of the people that we found here is that some of them actually don't know what the gold deposits look like or where they can find them. They've just heard by word of mouth that there is gold that they can find, and so even in their scavenger hunts, they're digging, they're asking any more experienced illegal miners about whether or not what they've dug up is of any value at all. So it's quite interesting to see the mix of people here. Like I said, just on the other side of where we are is where the river is, where they've set up a little makeshift processing plant where they then sift out the waste from what they believe would be the gold material before they then sell it off. Quite interesting to see. I don't know how long they plan on being here. Not too far from where we are is Moda East Mine, which is a mine 2 years ago, if you remember EWN's coverage of it, where there was a hostage drama or call it a labor dispute as well. So the area itself is known for gold mining. We have seen law enforcement come in and out since we arrived here, and as soon as they arrive, of course, the illegal miners and some of the locals who are here have scattered. They then return after the law enforcement, EMPD particularly, have left. No conversations with the locals. They huddled for a very brief meeting amongst themselves before then leaving again. A quick question for you. What's the first thing that you would buy if you struck it rich just suddenly? Because some of the conversations that we've had with the locals about what they hope to do with the fortunes that they find here, if any at all, is being able to just get by, buying house supplies, food, paying for scholar transport, school fees as well, and baby basics and necessities for their households. Nokukhanya Mtambo, Eyewitness News in Springs on the East Rand.